Hello, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to more CSGO news. As always, my name is Jake. Welcome back to the show. I hope you guys all enjoy. Today's going to be a very special episode because we're breaking down a nice high-quality picture. Before I actually get into today's episode, guys, I do want to thank Florapan on Twitter because she has become my Chinese translator, and that's why we have many hints and clues at this picture I'll be showing you guys very soon. We talked about it yesterday. That's actually Perfect World, the operator of Chinese CSGO. They released an image on New Year's Day. A very high-quality image is what Flora did send me, guys. 17 megabytes. If you guys do want the image yourselves, feel free to hit me up in the Twitter DMs. I'll show it to you guys on full screen as we break down many of the secrets and the hints inside this thing because surprisingly enough, there actually are several of them. Also on top of that, many jokes inside the Chinese scene if you guys want to know about that. But if you guys don't, as always, today's stories will be timestamped down below. There's other CSGO news out there besides this image breaking it down for us. So first of all, we've already talked about the two brand new skins in there, the Op Nirvana as well as the M4A1S NZNH Gold. They're both on the workshop. They both seem to be either hinted at. There's one of two options here. Either Perfect World is trying to hint at these skins wanting to be the next case because they have kind of a Chinese style to them. After talking to a couple sources in the Chinese scene, many of you guys do know there are restrictions on skins inside Chinese CSGO as compared to our version of CSGO. They can't have skulls. They can't have certain graphical images. Now, there's not too many restrictions on too many skins out there, but some of them do have that. As well as you guys know, there's different cultural preferences in China as compared to Europe and North America. So maybe this is actually Perfect World's hinting at potentially Chinese skin patterns being released all in one side inside one CSGO case. And that would be a reasonable assumption, right? They're a big partnership over there in China, so to have one dedicated case to Chinese skin patterns, that kind of style would make a lot of sense. And the Nirvana as well as the NZNH Gold actually have that kind of style to it. That's just one theory out there and one breakdown inside this image of many. Another big one being, of course, you guys have seen below Gaben's Shrine as well as below the case that actually holds the M4A1S. It's a brand new black case we have not seen before. Now, upon closer inspection, it's pretty obvious. It's actually a weapons case just painted over in black. You can even see the orange/red tint if you look very closely on the top triangle. It's just painted over black, but it would still be a brand new case. And again, we don't really know, is this Perfect World trying to push for a brand new case? Are they hinting at a new case? Because it seems throughout the entire poster there are several jokes involved in this. The one that many people actually were wondering about was the eggplant picture. I actually was talking to Flora about this. If you guys do not know, DD's little brother. Now, DD is formerly of Tai Lu. He just left a couple days ago. He's his little brother, known as QZ, is actually his name. And the word Kiezi, I'm so sorry for my pronunciation, guys. Qiezi is the word for eggplant in China. QZ are two letters in that word, that being, of course, the player QZ. And apparently he's known for a troll, that kind of troll as a streamer. He's very popular over there in China to watch. And apparently pronunciation of that WDNMD, part of my language, guys, apparently it's frick your mama, throw the game. So yeah, apparently it's a Chinese joke. He's a kind of a troll streamer, and so that is apparently a meme in the Chinese scene is frick your mom, throw the game, which is very ironic, right? Because China, as we'll talk about later, you guys know they're known for corrupt CSGO in terms of match fixing, but that's not part of the joke. It's kind of just part of his streaming platform as a joke inside the picture itself. Now, also on top of that, the most notable thing of this entire thing is actually the poster right here, guys, and translated apparently does mean forever tomorrow, which is also a joke in the Chinese CSGO scene. Allegedly, according to the Flora, other sources out there as well, it's a common joke in the Chinese player base to say, oh, the operation is coming tomorrow because it's been well over a year since our last operation. So it's kind of a joke now that, oh, the operation's coming tomorrow or it's coming the next day. And so it's actually, that's what it's translated into, forever tomorrow. And now there's also rumors out there in the Chinese scene or kind of jokes going around, the next operation will be called Operation Tomorrow. So it's overall kind of a huge jab at Valve, it seems, or kind of just a joke as well. And that's what makes this poster all the more confusing. It's, again, like I said previously, one of two options, right? It's either Perfect World trying to hint at a brand new case coming with these skins, or they're trying to kind of preempt Valve into actually releasing a new case, releasing a new operation, and we just don't know which side they really fall on because these jokes, albeit they're pretty funny, they do have some subtle hints of some seriousness in them as well. Also notable mentions in this poster, guys, of course, we have our two intimate relationships on the poster, which does beg the question, when do we get female CSGO characters? No one's ever talked about this, or if they have, they haven't had a large enough voice, because it is kind of weird. Most games out there have a few female characters, not CS, which makes this poster, it seems a bit odd, right? I mean, nothing wrong with it, but it just seems, it definitely stands out. And also, what really stands out is one guy creepily taking a picture of the other two guys. Anyway, on top of that, very lastly, thanks to Vulcan, guys, very lastly, at all the hints released in this image, we're finding some funny things as well. It's the guy literally eating chicken in front of a chicken, which is just savage. But I hope you guys enjoyed that breakdown, and huge thanks to Flora again. I'll link her Twitter down below for all of you guys. She helped me translate all this stuff from the Chinese scene, of course, this being a perfect world image. And if you guys like that, well, I'd love to break down stuff like this in the future as well. But also bouncing off that, guys, in some huge CSGO news, it was actually Pasha coming to Twitter just this morning, and he kind of took after the joke. If you guys have not been around these last few days, myself included, people have been sending me this kind of stuff. People have been using a brand new HLTV formatter to make their own fake news posts. Pasha did this, but kind of as a joke, but not joking, right? It was pretty obvious he was actually being serious about this, and he used a joke to actually put his message forward, and that is, of course, Pasha and Neo looking to make their own Polish team, which is... I'm going to try and be positive, guys. I've had my coffee this morning. Please leave a comment down below who you think these guys could pick up currently in the Polish scene. Apart from teams like AGO and Kingwin and, of course, the former Virtus Pro roster, they're looking for 3 youngsters, according to what he allegedly, I'm going to guess he actually wrote this article out himself to try and push this information forward to all of us, guys. I'm very likely to be true as well. Pasha and Neo looking to fill their own Polish team. I'm just questioning how this can actually possibly work out. I have the best hopes for these guys. I wish them the best, at least in terms of overall how I feel about it. Again, I hope it works out, but can I see it actually being functional? Of course, it'll take some time, right? I am just super curious who these guys will pick up, and again, like I said too many times before, I do wish them the best of luck. I love the guys, especially Pasha. He's definitely gonna have certainly a huge crowd backing of this, and definitely a big viewership, whatever he does, and I just hope he does it right. Who are these guys gonna sign, though, is certainly the big question. And also, very lastly, guys, in some overlooked huge news, speaking of Chinese throwing the matches, we talked about the joke early on with that image from Perfect World, guys, saying, you know, frick your mama, throw the game. It's obviously a joke in that poster, but a very real thing inside Chinese CSGO. We've talked about this for years, ever since it was first established, the corruption inside CSGO. Several players have come forward about this. I think it was actually Captain Mo who came forward not too long ago about this as well, about people approaching him and Tai Lu to throw matches several times and actually threatening them with real life threats. We've known about this ever since, of course, remember Fierce Tigers, their disbandment throughout the qualifiers of one of those tournaments. I do apologize, I forgot which one it actually was. 3 of the 4 teams they faced against were actually didn't show up to the matches. They were disqualified. 3 of the 4 wins were actually through disqualification of the teams they played against. It was pretty sketchy, right? And the scandal eventually came out that apparently it was Fierce Tigers who had cut the cables of VG Flash. They had gone to the extent to go to their home where they knew they were playing to cut the internet cables, and now it's Endy, the actual owner of Flash Gaming, not Fierce Tigers, but Flash Gaming, who officially disbanded this morning from CSGO. An incredibly sad story when you look into it. At first, hearing the news, it was not a surprise, right? They lost Attacker and Summer, 2 of their longer-term players, and they're definitely their best players to Tai Lu. It made sense, these guys, especially given the results, even with those guys the past few months, they were certainly going towards disbandment eventually. It has now come true, guys, but more unfortunately enough, it's actually Endy, the owner, coming forward with a huge translated post. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. I will link it down below if you guys want to read it through, but we'll analyze that tomorrow as well, because it's just a big story talking about the Chinese scene so far. He has come forward, though, give you guys a little bit of a TLDR as well. The corruption inside the Chinese CSGO scene has been absolutely immense, and he also points towards Perfect World avoiding the shadiness going on in the Chinese scene. But again, we'll be back here to talk about that tomorrow, guys. As always, my name is Jake. I hope you guys all enjoyed the breakdown of today's news, and I will hopefully see you guys back here tomorrow as well as we break down Endy's post about the Chinese corruption in CSGO. But as always, my name is Jake. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Goodbye.